In this lecture, we're going to learn about environments. Before writing a single line of code, we need an environment to test our code. Naturally, WordPress cannot run without additional software. It requires an environment to be functional. That begs the question, what is an environment? An environment refers to the physical location where your code runs. It's a machine installed with software for executing a program. WordPress needs additional programs to be fully functional. There are two types of environments you'll come across. The first type of environment is a production environment. Typically, WordPress sites are hosted by a company with hundreds of servers. You may have purchased a server from one of these companies to host your WordPress site. Some examples would be SiteGround, Namecheap, or Kinsta. These companies will install the software required to run WordPress. On top of installing the necessary software, your site will be accessible to the public. Anyone with a link will be able to visit your site from their browser. We would consider this type of environment a production environment. Production environments are great for hosting a site, but not for development. They're not easy to update. Let's say a template needs to be updated. Files must be uploaded manually to a server. This process can take a while. Also, updating a live site can disrupt a user's experience. If you accidentally upload a broken file, visitors may receive errors. Production environments should have the most stable copy of your WordPress site. As developers, we need an environment that allows us to make as many breaking changes as possible. This is referred to as a development environment. Unlike a production environment, development environments are private. They're only accessible to us. If we break a site, that's perfectly fine. Users won't notice. We are free to experiment as much as we'd like. Development environments can be created on our machines. We don't need to purchase a server from a company. It's completely free to get an environment installed. There's just one problem. Various programs must be installed for running WordPress. Not only that, these programs need to be configured to work together. That's a lot of hassle. Luckily, we can avoid the trouble of creating an environment. In the resource section of this lecture, I provide a link to a tool called Local. Local is a program for creating an environment on your personal desktop. It'll install and configure the software for running WordPress. Local is my favorite tool for WordPress development. Before moving on to the following lecture, I want you to download and install this program. Installing this program is like installing any other program. Just click Next until you've reached the end. You may need to provide your email before downloading the program. However, this program is entirely free. Local is not the only program available for creating a development environment for WordPress. If you prefer to use another program for running WordPress, that's perfectly fine. As long as you can run WordPress on your machine, you're good to go. For this course, I'm going to be using Local. Once you've installed it, let's begin installing WordPress in the next lecture.